Hello everyone, good evening. It's March 4th, 2019, and it's a cold day here in Texas. So right now I'm showing you my Dendrobium Anusmoms that are indoor, that are inside and hanging on my door. They're inside because it's cold and I don't want them to be damaged, especially right now that they are in buds. So currently I have three pots of Dendrobium Anusmom Orchids, and all of them are in buds, and they are putting out new growth at the same time. So let's look at them one at a time. I have this one here. This plant is growing in a clear plastic pot, and the media I use is just a regular potting mix, and she has about 4 new growths. Actually there are 5, and however the first growth that came out this year, the plant decided to put out a terminal bud, so definitely this might stop growing already. And this year this pot here has 3 canes. However, only 2 decided to put out new buds, and if you notice, the cane was damaged. It decided not to continue growing and it rotted here in this part. Even the other 2, they rotted here as well. The main reason was I went home to the Philippines for 5 weeks, and the plants got stressed and they got shriveled and turned yellow. The leaves turned yellow because they were not watered for 5 weeks while I was away. So when I came back and when I started watering the plants, this canes here just started to rot towards the end of the canes. But oh well, she still managed to put out beautiful and plump up buds this year for me. And moving on to the next pot, this the second one is also potted in a clear plastic container, and she's also potted in potting mix. And right now, when I counted earlier, she has about 6 new growth, and she has 5 canes that are putting out flower buds. One decided not to put out any buds. Let's look at this one. If you see, one just did not flower at all. And oh well, probably because of the stress that they got while I was away. Because if you compare from the canes that I have from the previous year, the canes were longer, and if you refer to the old video that I have, they got a lot of flowers from last year. And let's move on to the last one that I have. This one has about 4 new growths as well, and she has 6 canes, and all the canes are in buds as well. However, the canes are shorter. So probably this time when I go for a vacation, I will ask someone to water my plants. Alright, now let's talk about how to grow them and how to bloom them, on how to make them reliable bloomers. Well, these plants are very easy to grow. They are not even particular with kind of media that you're going to use to grow them. However, they love to be potted instead of being mounted. They love to be potted because when I got these plants, they were in small pots in sphagnum moss, and I mounted them on a piece of wood for about 2 years, and the canes were just super skinny and they won't grow longer. So after 2 years, I decided to just pot them and grow them using potting mix, and voila! They started to grow super long, about 4 feet long, and they started to get big leaves and they became healthier. So that's my first suggestion. So if you have a Dendrobium Anusmom, it's better if you pot the plants and use a potting mix or any kind of media. They love it. They are not super picky on what kind of media that you're going to use. Because this one right here, I'm using a bark mix and some pebbles. But the other two there, I used a regular potting mix for them. And my next suggestion is this. Around February, the plants will start to put out new growth. When the new growths will come out, they start, how would I say, the new growth come out at the same time with the flower buds. So when the plants start to show new growth and flower buds, that's when you start watering them every single day until around November, second week of November. They love to be watered, and if you are a person who loves to water your orchids, this is the best orchid that you can have. Because they love to be watered every single day, and they will not complain to you. They will not rot if you water them every day. And there's only one exception. You only water them around once how would I say? You only water them once a week. Once the flower buds start to open, they will last longer if you only water them once a week once the flowers are open. Because if you water them every single day, even when the flowers are already out and blooming, they will not last long with you. They will come off right away from the canes. So usually the flowers stay on the canes for about 3 weeks, and usually they give out a very nice display, and they are scented. Alright, so that's my second suggestion. When the flowers are, when the bud starts to show on the canes, and when the new growth start to show, water them every single day until around second week of November. And around by that time, or after second week of November, stop watering them until February. February is the month when they start to show new growth and signs of buds. So just stop watering the plants around second week of November till February, until new growth and new buds will show on the plant. Alright guys, hopefully I did not confuse you how to grow these plants. They're super easy to grow, and when they're in bloom, they are super pretty, and they put out nice displays all the time. Alright, so let me recap what I just suggested on how to grow these plants. So my first suggestion is to pot the plants. They love to be potted. And the second one is they love to be watered every single day during their active growing, around February to November, around second week to November. And then you just stop watering them around the second week of November till February, until they will show new growth. You will stop watering them so that their energy will be focused on producing flower buds for you. Alright guys, thank you so much for tuning in, for staying with me. Hopefully you learned something from me today, from my little suggestion. Oh, by the way, about fertilizing, they don't need a lot of fertilizer. My plants, I seldom fertilize these orchids. Before how would I say, I just put some slow release fertilizer inside there. Alright guys, thank you so much. I think I talked too much already, and I'll keep you an update once the buds will flower and bloom out. And there you go guys, and I will show you the rest of my Dendrobium Anusmoms right there. Those are my little seedlings and kikis that I am growing right now, and I have two more here. Alright guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for staying with me for the last 30 minutes. I'm just super proud to show my orchids that are about to bloom in a few days. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching, and have a good night. You take care, and God bless you all. Bye bye.